Hi, I'm Hayley Kay and welcome to another gVlog. Now I'm joined by Pat Hayes, who is the audio describer here at the theatre. Now, for people that don't know, what is an audio described performance?
Well, an audio described performance is for people who are blind or partially sighted who want to have the same experience, or as near as a sighted person. So what happens basically is that they get a headset. I'm up in my ivory tower with a microphone and I tell them exactly what is going on while the action is happening.
Now, you've been involved with the Grand Theatre for a really long time. I'm talking the Friends of the Grand, and now you're the theatre's audio describer. So how did that happen? How did that journey come about?
Yes, well, it is a long time ago. I was involved when the theatre was a charitable trust. I became a friend of the Grand. I was involved with all the initial cleaning up of the theatre and so on. And I also became a member of the committee, and it was a really exciting time then. Now, about 13 years ago, the then manager, Peter Cutchy, he'd been involved with audio description in previous theatres and he wanted to introduce it to the Grand. So he asked if anybody would be prepared to go on the training course. So I said, yes, I'd love to. So I went on the training course and that's how it happened.
For those people that don't know then, what is the process involved in doing this job, and how it actually comes to be?
Well, it is quite a lengthy process, so I'll be as brief as I can. First of all, I come to the opening night of the show and I make copious notes about the characters, the costumes, the set, the plot, and then during the show I make notes about the various actions that are taking place, make lots of notes. Then I work on my computer at home with the aid of either a DVD or a computer link, and I make sure that all the dialogue that I'm giving doesn't overlap the actual dialogue of the performance, because obviously that would confuse the person who's listening. So when I've got my script all ready, I handwrite it within the script, and then we go live. So I take the notes at the beginning of the week and the audio described performance is usually the end of the week, because if it's an ordinary play, it takes about 20 hours of preparation. That's as well as going to see the show. If it's a musical with all the choreography and dance routines, that can take 30 hours.
Gosh, I think people have no idea what a huge undertaking it is. But why do you think it's important for organisations like the Grand to offer the audio described performances?
Well, I think it's very important to offer audio described performances as well as signed performances, so that the person who has the visual or the hearing impairment can have the same experience as a sighted or a hearing person. And they're as entitled to that. It's really all about reasonable adjustment.
So, as well as the audio described performances, how else is the theatre accessible?
Well, the theatre's accessible in terms of wheelchair users. There are 9 wheelchair spaces. We welcome assistance dogs and guide dogs. And also in terms of audio description, we offer touch tours, which is a tour of the stage before the performance begins, so that they can actually feel around the set, get used to the space, feel some of the props, and some of the cast come down in the costumes and speak to the visually impaired so that they know what the voice of the character sounds like.
That's great. Now, what about if you want to do this, and if you want to book on for an audio described performance, or you want to bring an assistance dog, how do you go about booking that?
Right, well, at the time of booking your ticket, you need to say to the box office that you require a headset if you're coming for the audio description, and that you're bringing a guide dog so that water and things can be made ready for them. But in terms of the headsets, they need to be charged in advance, so as much time as possible. So if they can do that at time of booking.
Brilliant. Fascinating. Thanks for talking to us today, Pat. And I really feel like I've learned a lot because I knew very little about the subject. If you want more details, head over to our website. It's blackpoolgrand.co.uk/accessibility. I've been Hayley Kay for gVlog.